Good evening and welcome back to the North Bank Summit. We're now in the 2025-2026 season. We're 4 days away from the Premier League starting. It's all going to start all over again. There's going to be rants, bants, and a lot of Johnny Brook tirade coming over the next 9 months. But before we go into that, I just want to say a big warm welcome to some three gorgeous chaps that I've got with me tonight. So first, I'll go to one of my co-hosts, Andy. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Yeah, really good. Had a lovely summer and raring to go again now, ready with the season starting.
Good man, good man. You got promotion this year as well on the show as well.
Absolutely, yeah, I know, yeah. There you are. One gooner got promoted. There you go.
There you go. And I'll go to my second co-host, Mr. Johnny Brooks himself. How you doing, mate? Good summer?
Yeah, it's been a mixed bag. Yeah, it's been quite dramatic in times, but yeah, football season's back next week, so I'm excited. My wife's even more excited. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I bet she really is excited. I bet she is. She'll be trying to send you around my house already, is she?
No, well, it's funny because they're going away. Her and Eddie are going away the weekend. And so, yeah. A shame, isn't
it? Proper shame. And a good evening to George himself. How you doing, George?
I'm good, mate. Good summer so far. Been a busy one.
Yeah, it's been a very busy one, and we'll have a little chat later on about your FPL league as well. That's
obviously,
conspiring.
Fire.
Over 300 people at the moment with 4 days left. So
if I get top 200, I'll be happy with that.
I can confidently say I'm not winning.
Mate, I'll be happy if I get in the top 300 at the moment.
Yeah.
As long as I finish above my brother, I'm like.
I keep changing my team every day. I just go on there, and before I know it, I've taken out 5 players. I was like, "Oh my god, what have I done?"
I love FPL, but it does give you like a proper mental health episode. Because you're like, hold on a minute, and you're like, "Oh, Salah missed a penalty. Let's take him out."
So, we might even get into a discussion about that a little bit later about the Charity Shield game. Good evening to Catherine. Good evening to Catherine. Who's in the house. Good to see you on, Catherine.
Hey, Catherine.
Good evening to my brother. Micro Ice, Channing himself. Sadly, he's a United fan though, so I've told him he'd be very biased tonight. And he still wants a fair play to him. Good evening to G. Welcome back. Then she says how I've missed that tune as well. A little treat for you for tonight, G. That tune. Good evening to Laura. How you doing? Good to see you on. Mr. Scott's on as well. Good evening, mate.
Hey, go on, Scotty.
Big game for them Wednesday. We're trying not to talk about that one too much though.
Who are they playing?
Paris Saint-Germain in the Super Cup.
Oh, are they? I didn't know.
Brooksy, I didn't know until I saw the advert on TV yesterday.
Good evening to Pete G. Good to see you on. Good evening to Giovanni. Good to see you on, G. Quite a few people already, which is really positive to see. And let's go. So I guess what we'll do first and foremost, guys, is just admire this new Arsenal shirt that I've got on here.
It's very sexy. It's very sexy.
Absolutely glorious, by the way.
Will you give us a little spin?
Yeah, I'll try and give you a spin. Look at that. Look at it. Only front only, though, John.
Oh, man, you are. Look at you.
I didn't realise Giacomo were doing a line of Arsenal clothes.
Andy's gone for it. It's a shame Andy's only lasted one show as a co-host, isn't it?
He's not even done the whole
show. Early doors, big bang.
He's not even done the whole show yet.
Good evening to Melina. How you doing? Good to see you on. Hope you're well. Let's crack on with the show. So, obviously, let's look at the transfer window so far. I'm going to obviously go over to you first, Andy, even after your little dig towards me. How are you feeling about the transfer window so far? Obviously, some really good business has been made. Some of the areas that we've been looking to upgrade, we have upgraded. And I guess the two big signings that I'm looking at that's discussed first is probably Gyökeres and Zubimendi, though, who I thought both outstanding on Saturday. What's your kind of thought process on it? Because I do believe back at the end of the 2023-2024 season, you was calling for Mr. Gyökeres at that point, weren't you?
Yeah, it was just he'd left and gone to Sporting, and it was just smashing goals in left, right, and centre. Like, he almost kind of flew under the radar for a while, but his record is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's just incredible. I actually didn't see the game at the weekend, but I've seen loads of footage from it. And I mean, the goal itself, just that movement from him there that's just a bit special. That's just having a gut instinct. And we've never had that for years. So dead excited about Gyökeres coming in without a shadow of a doubt. But the one player who will be the sign of the summer is Zubimendi.
Yeah.
What a player he is. Another one really. He kind of came in and there wasn't massive news about him coming through and signing for us and what have you. But I think everyone's seen through pre-season what he's capable of, and you can see it in his performances, and capped off by that outstanding display at the weekend. And I've got no doubt though that he'll just go on. He's known for his consistency, so he doesn't get injured. Probably just put the mockers on him now, but
Don't say that.
but I think, just going back to your original question, Liam, I think the transfer window has been absolutely superb. Looking at the positions that have been filled, and with the level of player that we brought in, it's like all of a sudden it's a summer where we've kind of made a real statement, and we're actually in this, but we are going to make a go of this. I still don't think it's finished. I still think there's going to be a little curveball coming in, and I think it'll be Eze. Yep. I'd like to think it's going to be Eze, but then there might be a big outgoing as well. So don't be surprised if you might see a Martinelli move on, let alone a Trossard.
Martinelli's not going.
That'd be a shame.
Got a lot of money for him.
Well, it's an interesting one you've raised there, Andy. Like, if just say, for example, someone come in with a 70 million bid for someone like Martinelli, is that the kind of money you would sit there and go, do you know what, I'll take that? Yeah,
without a doubt. I would take that all day long, and I'd drive him to the next place. It's got to the point with Martinelli for me where the frustration is just there all the time. Over the last 2 years, there's not been an improvement. His final ball is relentlessly poor. And I don't know how many chances we can keep giving him. I love the fact that I love his enthusiasm. I love his work rate. I love his passion for the club. But if we're now at this point where we're saying, right, we are genuine contenders, we've really invested in the summer, you need absolute quality. And I think in that little cameo that Madueke put in at the weekend, I think a lot of people have kind of take note of what he did there. That's he was the curveball of the summer, wasn't he? Nobody was expecting that one, and especially being a left-footed player, you're like, oh, well. But then it might well be in Mikel's mind that you just have him on the left and he'll have him flying at people. But but all in all, phenomenal summer, absolutely chuffed to bits, and I'd love it if we just capped it off with Eze, because I think that would just be a squad that will challenge the best.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to go into say some more hellos quickly. Good evening, Canterbury Gooner. Good to see you back on, mate. Good evening, Gav. Knew you'd be on, mate. Arsenal fans everywhere. What is this Arsenal channel? It is the best Arsenal channel, by the way. I'm going to be
cheeky sod.
Yeah, exactly. And just also else. Oh, I don't know what's happened there, guys.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know what's.
Big picture of you, or something?
Hey.
Yeah, don't know what's happened there. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Here we go. We're moving around here.
Here we go. I'll start dancing in a minute.
Oh, we might have a bit of an issue here, guys.
I'll be able to see you in a minute.
Screen.
Joe.
really not sure what happened there.
Nah.
Martinelli's found out you're moaning about him already. And he's like,
and here we are. We're back again. Here we are back again.
Even bigger than ever. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Gav saying Spurs going to go for Eze. Can't see Spurs getting him. I think if Eze does leave Palace,
Spurs again. Is it Savinho in there apparently?
The problem is Spurs can go for Eze. Eze said no twice. So why would he go there? Like he said, they went for him before and he said no. So
he only wants to come to Arsenal. I think I genuinely believe that as well. He only wants us. So
if he does leave, it'll only be. I reckon it would only be for us. And if Arsenal's not on the table, he'll just stay at Palace.
Yeah,
we've got to get on with it though. The season
we have
next weekend. I mean, I'm amazed if Palace let him go now. I have to say.
Yeah,
But
they can
I
have
think-
Nelson.
I think it's interesting because I think like even today you're seeing the transfer window kind of explode into life. Like we've seen, obviously that McAtee's going to Nottingham Forest. What was the other transfer that we see?
Grealish.
Get Grealish going to
Grealish.
Everton. So it's interesting that actually maybe some domino effects are starting to kick in with teams, and like I think this week we will see quite a bit of action. And I just think as well with Crystal Palace, I think they probably wanted to keep him until after the Charity Shield anyway. And let's be honest, it was the right decision. They went and won it yesterday, and I thought they absolutely, thoroughly deserved to win it by the end of the game in terms of the results. So I think it was the right decision. But I do think, like, let's be honest, does Eze want to play in the Conference League, even though they shouldn't be playing in the Conference League? But that's a different story. Or does he want to go and play in the Champions League? The guy's 27 years old. Like, he don't want to become another Wilfried Zaha, does he? Really?
No, it's absolutely, yeah. He's an Arsenal fan. You know, he's at the prime age of his career. What a turn to get him, and I think he knows as well. He's right on top of his game, and if he can get his dream move and come to us, it's a win-win all
here we
round.
go again.
Here we go.
It's something. It's
I wish Liam had just stopped pressing things.
it's something to do with when
Your
I put
fingers.
down arrow.
It's not being a question of sport. It's great. All right.
What happened next?
Go on.
So yeah, I've got a little bit of a problem with the chats. So guys, I will bring up your chats, but I probably won't put them on the screen. Just obviously a few other questions here. TJ saying, and I'm going to go to you on this one, George. What's your prediction so far for the season's top four? I'm quite reluctant still because I still think there's transfer business to be had. But if you was to sit here now, who would your favourites be, and who would you expect to finish the top four in the season? But it's a top five now. We're being totally honest, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite easy, mate, to be honest.
Five.
So obviously not in. You've made it a bit more difficult saying the five now, but
Yeah.
like,
What's your fifth one?
not in the order. I would say obviously Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. Now,
Yeah, I agree.
see, the fifth one is I
Who's
think
your
it's
fifth one,
hard
Liam?
because
Well,
of the
it-
extra
Newcastle
Champions
this
League
year,
spot,
weren't it?
isn't it?
Champions League.
Newcastle,
top five.
Villa.
Shit, all, mate.
Villa possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think those four that I've said, like I think they're miles ahead of the others. But well, they should be like it just for Gav's benefit. Like, mate, like there's a lot of pressure on Chelsea. You can't spend all that money and then not be in a title race. So I'm not having.
And they're the best team in the world, so they should win.
Yeah, apart they didn't win the Women's Champions League, but just for Gav's. So definitely.
No.
But fifth
They'll
one, I
never
think
win
it's
that.
hard because I think the problem Newcastle have got now is Isak, which sounds mad. Like, because if they don't let him go, that it's caused loads of problems because he don't want to be there. Let's be real. But then, like, is he going to be professional enough to play his best while he's there? Or I don't know what happens with that.
I don't think he's going to leave now. I think he would have gone. I think they've held firm and they've sent him away. And I think Liverpool.
Well, Liverpool got a new director of football, haven't they, called Virgil van Dijk, that says at the end of the game, we need to buy a striker. Like, so, but yeah, I think it's interesting. Like, I honestly don't know who I'd have as fifth. Like, should it be Man United?
It probably should be. The amount of money they spent.
Yeah, and especially if because I saw rumours now. Well, it's not rumours. Romano said it. There's Donnaruma's definitely leaving PSG either this summer or next summer. So apparently, Man United are looking at him.
We should be all over that. By the way.
Yeah, we should. I like Raya, but we should be over that.
He-
But
he's incredible. Yeah.
I just think like the players they brought in, like Benjamin Tesco and Burmo.
Please
Cunha.
don't slag them off. Don't.
No, I'm not
going
gonna. I'm just saying that I think they'll finish a lot higher than they did.
I got moaned at the other day because I said people laughing at Benjamin Sesko. I said, you know what's going to happen or something. Oh no,
Yeah,
he
of
won't do
course.
nothing. Oh, he's shit.
No, he
I said,
won't,
well, has that ever stopped a player scoring against us? I said, we all know what's going to happen. He's going to be kicking us against Sesko all week, and it's going to be pressure. I presume Sesko won't start, but you know if he comes in, you know what's going to happen.
That's
We
when
might
you
be
see,
3-4-1 up. We might be ahead by then, hopefully, but we all know how football works.
it'd be really. I'd find it really funny if they just built it up like Gyökeres versus Sesko, the whole thing, and then you see Marino and Xerxes up front for us.
Finishes 0-0.
Yeah.
I personally don't think we should be sleeping on Manchester United this year.
No,
I think we're a top 5 position at place. Like, I think they'll be a totally different team this year. And one thing we need to be wary about is they have no European football. And when we didn't have any European football for that first season, I think it actually benefited us in the league and put a steady progress. And I think Manchester United, personally, in my opinion, I quite fancy them to potentially
no way they finish where they finished last season.
No.
Because I don't even think
Well,
Tottenham would. Unfortunately,
I think they'll compete up there with Aston Villa and Newcastle. I'm not really sure about Aston Villa this year, if I'm being frankly honest.
No,
but
I'm not at all.
I don't know why, but
they're weakened, mate. Like they lost Rashford and Asensio, and I think they brought in some French.
They're still not
striker.
sure if Martinez is going to
That's-
stay there. It's all
Yeah,
very up in the air. Watkins as well. It's very,
So I think they will get back up there. I think obviously Newcastle will be interesting because like the Isak situation, and if he stays, like his head will be back in the game. Do you know what I mean? And I think Newcastle will be up there, but I think it's going to be a really competitive Premier League season. And when you see the game yesterday, and you see a team like Crystal Palace win the Community Shield against Liverpool, it just shows you that on your day, most of these teams can take points off the big teams.
Do you know a team that I think might shock everyone?
Go on,
Everton.
Sunderland.
No, Everton.
Everton be hard to beat this year. With
Some of the players like they had last season and who they brought in as well. Like they brought in.
All depends on their new stadium.
Oh yeah.
Because it's hard to beat a Goodison, but
point.
Arsenal struggled at the Emirates to begin with. It takes a while to get going.
I do agree with Brooksy as well. Sunderland, I think Granit Xhaka's a different element to a bottom.
Players, decent from the French league. They got some good players coming.
Yeah.
Let's move on though. One player we haven't mentioned yet, Noni Madueke. Obviously very controversial in terms of his signing with part of the fan base. The clowns of the fan base that I would regard him as.
My top come today, Liam.
As it come as it, that's good.
Yeah,
to
my Madueke one.
On a personal note, every time I've seen him against Chelsea at the Emirates, I've been quite impressed with him. If I'm being totally honest, I always thought he was like a threat. I always thought he's very direct. And when he's covered Saka in the England squad, I've always thought he's played pretty well for England as well. So, in terms of the signing, it is a lot of money. In terms of does he start? He won't start on the right wing, but like. There's different elements that he can play. Do you know what I mean? He can play on the left. He come on the left the other day. Potentially could start there on Sunday. We don't know. We don't know Arteta's thinking. But I think he's a really, really good addition to have in the squad. He's 23. He's very hungry. He's coming to an age now where he'll want to progress and develop. And what he does give us is pure squad strength in a position that we pretty much struggle when Saka's been out for quite a number of years. And one area he did very well last year when he covered Saka, but we have to remember he's 18 years old still. And Mikel Arteta at the moment has to win a Premier League title this year. If we're being honest, he has to go the next step and win that Premier League title. And I don't think he can be putting his eggs in the basket of the one areas. And controversially even still, and I know you're agreeing with this, Andy, Lewis Skelly, I think he has to go with the more experienced players now, like we see Calafiori the other day. If he wants to go and win that title, I think there'll be really good squad players, one area in Skelly. But to go one step further, I think he needs these players in there. And I think the Madueke signing is a very shrewd signing. So I'm going to go over to you, Andy, first on this one. What's your kind of thought process over it? And are you happy that we've signed him?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm over the moon. We got him. I think for the last quarter of the season, in particular at Chelsea, he was tearing teams apart. And as you quite rightly mentioned, whenever he's came in and Saka's not being fit for England, he's come in and he's done superb. And this is a young lad. It's a young lad who's still developing. But he clearly genuinely loves the club. So he wanted to be here. The rigmarole around it was absolutely disgraceful. there's times when there's the sections of the fan base that just embarrass you, and I just think, come on, but ultimately, hopefully that's all in the past and we can move forward with him. But yeah, I think going into the start of the season, it wouldn't surprise me if the team for the weekend is the same that started. Just gone. I think he might play it safe and play Martinelli. Zubamendi will come in there in the middle, but I think it will be Calafiori. I think not to forget that he was bought to kind of play predominantly left back and a centre back cover, and when he's fully fit, and if we can keep him fit, he is a phenomenal asset to us. He's got the energy to get forwards. He can make things happen. He's dangerous in the air. You're not an Italian international for through a fluke. He's a genuinely good player, and I think he'll just add complete strength to that kind of back line. And that's no disrespect to Lewis Skelly, who was just phenomenal, but let's not forget it's not even his position. So where Calafiori is now in a role that we know that's a left back role. So I think it all bodes well. I think it really does. That if we can keep our players fit this season, that's the key.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the brilliant thing now is that we can look to our bench with, and genuinely, I believe that people can come on and really still go on and affect the game. So the squad growth and quality of the squad is it's superb, and it's been so long in waiting. So yeah, I'm just can't wait to get it going now.
Gav saying he's Chelsea fan. We shouldn't have sold Madueke, in my opinion, especially to you. I can see it coming back to bite us in the arse. TJ, he's a Man United fan. He's saying that he really thinks Crystal Palace will do good this season. 2 trophies must give some boost for a new season. I guess.
I ain't got the squad for me.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I think at the moment the problem with Crystal Palace is, isn't it? And I was saying it on the show yesterday. It's all right. The squad they've got. And actually, do you know what let's be honest, they've totally overachieved in the last few months in terms of expectation of themselves. But when you get to play Thursday night football like they're going to do now, and let's be honest, now they're in the Conference League. If I was a Palace fan, I'll be sniffing that. Do you know what I mean? If West Ham could have won it with their team, why can't they go to a semi-final or final?
Yeah.
But it's going to be the rotation of the squad. They're not going to play many Saturday games. They're going to be playing Sunday football quite a lot now. And it's a whole new ball game, isn't it? In terms of you're travelling into different countries, especially with the countries and the teams that are in there in the leagues they're in. They're going to be traveling
nowhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're going to travel to stadiums where, let's be honest, their players are probably not going to be that motivated to be going into them kind of stadiums. I'm sure I see one with Chelsea the other year where there was a train line, weren't there? There was a train line in the stadium.
Do with that at the Emirates, don't we?
Yeah. So I think with Crystal Palace, it all depends on the business they do. But I think if they got to a Conference League semi-final, final, and finished mid-table again, I think that'd be a great season for them.
Yeah, brilliant.
All being asked about Brentford as well. I do think they're a team that's going to struggle. I think Brentford could be the team this year that could really dip.
Big time.
What's your thoughts on
Let's sign no one.
What's your thoughts on it? I know they've got Jordan Henderson, but very Asian Jordan Henderson.
Well, I mean, you said it all there. That's their best signing or something. Jordan Henderson. Obviously, their keeper, Flecken, he's gone here. They've lost 20 goals. Bruno. Wissa looks like he wants out. That's another 20 goals. Their captain's come to us. Obviously, their manager, he was very good, now he's rubbish. But, he did very well for them. They've, Keith Andrews never managed anybody. It's a hell of a risk. Massive, massive risk. And if they don't get off to a good start, he's going to be under pressure straight away.
Yeah.
They're going to be down there. Definitely.
Yeah.
Especially if Wissa goes. Because then that's all their goals from last year.
What's your thoughts on it, George, on Brentford?
Yeah, kind of echoing what Brooksy said. I to be fair, they did bring in Kelleher from Liverpool, which I think is a decent goalkeeper.
Yeah,
But I think what they're going to struggle with is up front, really. And it's a massive, massive risk, isn't it? Like Keith Andrews, is that the one who used to play for Blackburn? Like years ago.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right,
so,
MK Dons and Wolves.
They're for Ireland.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
He's a good player, but
yeah, I think they'll struggle. But I there's a team that no one's really mentioning who I think are absolutely. I think they're in trouble already. Like, and it ain't Brentford. I think it's West Ham. Yeah,
West Ham.
like
No.
when you're bringing in Callum Wilson as your number one striker, like, I'm like, mate, like, and bringing in John, whoever he is, like, not you, Brooks, apparently. John, the goalkeeper. Like, so I think you're gonna have like teams like Brentford, West Ham, Burnley. So last season I think we knew who came up was going back down, but this season I'm not so sure. Not so sure. And Bournemouth, I think they could because
They've sold a lot of players.
their team's been obliterated, and I don't know who they're buying, but yeah, it's going back to Brentford. I think it's hard because they might go out and buy a couple of players, but if obviously like Vista goes to Newcastle, it's a huge risk on Thiago, the person they brought in to replace Ivan Toney, because
they haven't replaced from Bruno yet with that 60 odd £1 million. So that's sitting there. So they've got to spend that at some point, surely.
Yeah, we've got some players they can have for 60 million, like Nelson.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know.
Fabio Vieira, he can go there.
I think he's off to Germany by the sounds of it. So
oh, good.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Brentford could struggle. I'd like personally, I'd like to see them stay up and stuff. There's other teams I'd rather go down, but
no, I'd like to see quite a few London teams to go down. Border London derbies.
I don't mind the
too
travel.
many of them, and that's the ones we drop points in. So
yeah,
relegate them all.
I'm sick of Wolves.
Yeah,
no, I don't mind Wolves. We normally beat them over way.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but losing 8-0 is quite a big thing for them, isn't it?
Yes.
It'd be interesting how these teams do. Like they losing their prized assets, aren't they? Like,
Wolves haven't replaced Cunha, have they?
No, like Burmo, Brentford lost their main target to another low-level team, Man United. So, yeah. But no, all jokes aside, like, I just think they've got to spend the money. Like, I don't understand why these teams are not spending the money they're getting from player sales.
It's just
like
Liam said earlier, it's all starting to kick off. Yeah, so they're selling them. We can get them, but
yeah, look at West Ham. Like, don't tell me they've got no money because of Declan Rice, Kudos, and other players that are left. Where's all that money gone? If you're bringing in Walker Peters, if you're bringing Walker Peters and Callum Wilson in on a free,
on free transfers,
yeah, that just strikes me as you're building a team to fight for a relegation battle already.
Bowen's thinking. I'm amazed no one's gone for Bowen.
No. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Too scared. Danny Dyer's going to kick their head in, probably.
I think it is.
I'm not sure West Ham will get relegated, but I do think they'll obviously be down there. I think Brentford are the ones for me that I think they're putting a big old risk in. And like you got to remember, even with Kelly, he was a good goalkeeper for Liverpool, but he's got a total different defence bit behind him now. So
definitely.
The only reason I said West Ham, Liam, is because technically all they've got is Bowen.
Yeah, really. But I think there's worse teams. If I'm being totally honest, I think there's worse teams.
I don't think there's much in it.
We haven't spoke about Burnley yet. Do you know what I mean? We're like,
it's no point, is there?
Like, I think
Leeds are better than West Ham.
Have
enough experience to kind of keep themselves up, but I don't. I think they'll be down there. Again,
Leeds haven't really signed many people either.
Exactly. So, and I think there's going to be a big divide this year when you start looking at Arsenal and Liverpool. The players that they're buying in, I think there's going to be some trouncing for some teams. I think they are going to see some batterings for some teams this year. I think because the divide there, it's very hard to come into the Premier League, isn't it? And we're noticing that with the teams getting relegated and coming up and getting relegated again. There's such a divide, and in terms of even the teams that are probably sitting like the Brightons, the Crystal Palaces, like they're well ahead of the teams that are coming up.
They're another team, Brighton, who don't spend the money that they get. Like they've got money for Estupiñán, Pedro. Like obviously Caicedo, what have they done with all that money? Like they must be probably one of the richest teams due to player sales. Like Chelsea have gave them about 600 million, haven't they? Just for like their managers and
United are
Yeah.
trying to get their Baleva as well, aren't they?
Their youth system's they're not the youth system, their scouting
70,
system's
80 million.
unbelievable.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
me and
but,
Andy spoke about it, weren't we, Andy?
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable. And no doubt that they'll unearth some other little gem that will come in there.
They've got that, is it? Believe
yeah.
the midfielder that apparently, I think United, yeah, but like he
United
come
won
out of
him.
nowhere, didn't he? Like when they brought him in just as they got
Yeah.
rid of Caicedo, so.
Yeah, and McAllister
Yeah.
before that, they just keep finding these, these players.
Gyökeres.
Yeah.
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 Fulham's been mentioned. I think Fulham have got a decent enough team. I quite like Fulham.
Yeah,
I
think
do
so.
like Fulham.
They've
And
got
I
half
think
of our
their
team,
manager's-
so.
he's a very good manager, isn't he? Silva. So I think
Mhm.
they'll be fine.
Mm.
Yeah. So looking at obviously the signings we have made, and we have looked at 3 of them. I haven't really said much myself in terms of like Subimendi, but I think when you look at that, Liverpool thought they had the deal done last year. This is a guy that Real Madrid wanted, and we're seeing already, and the level that he's had. And I think even looking at the second half when he come on the other day when we did lose to Villarreal, but then on Saturday with a full strength team, our team performance was totally different. Raya looked more assured in goal with a proper back 4 behind him, and I do think that this season we have to keep our back 4 fit. Do you know what I mean? This was the key for me why we didn't progress in the Champions League. Once we lost Gabriel, I think it was a big factor in terms of like probably the Paris Saint-Germain game as well. I think if Gabriel's there, I think it's a different story. Don't get me wrong. Partey at the time when he got that booking was inexcusable and that cost us massively. But I think losing Gabriel was a big piece, and we just need a bit of luck this year, don't we? Like we had no luck last year. We had absolute awful luck.
You need a lot. I think you need a decent amount of luck to win the title as well. Like look
Yeah,
at
you do,
Liverpool. Like
Yeah.
no offense, they didn't really have many injuries last season, did they? Let's be
No.
honest. Like
Not to key players,
it
though.
was just squad play. Like they didn't have a Mo Salah out for like a few months. Like if you look at comparing to Arsenal, and it's not being like the excuses that people online say, but we had like about 15 players out and they weren't like little injuries either. They were good at least 2-3 months. You don't see that with Liverpool, and you see it when it's happened to Man City, and they were affected. And just with Zubimendi, like I think people forget as well. Guardiola said he was as good or maybe better than Rodri, and that's why they wanted him. So make of that what you did. Like Guardiola's no mug, is he?
No, absolutely.
But the centre back as well who's coming.
Yeah, I like him.
I tell you what, right? He's going to be a terrific player in a few years' time. I think this year is all about kind of him coming in games. Probably he'll probably come in for injuries if we do get injuries. Touch if we don't. But I think like cup competitions, might even get into some of the Champions League games if we're playing a lesser team as such. But he's already come in and he looks a terrific find. And 15 million euros, I think we got him for, and I think we might pay an additional 2 million on top of that. Absolute incredible find, Andy.
Yeah, amazing find because I think probably like most people, we'd never heard of him. And then in he comes, and then you start to read him, about his background, what he's been doing, what he can do, and then you see glimpses in the games now, and for a big centre back as well. Was he 6'3"? I think this stats are saying 6'3". He's lightning quick. He's so quick, and he seems really comfortable with the ball as well. And because he's got that kind of, isn't he half Colombian, half Bolivian or something? But he's got that kind of, you can see he's got that little temperament about him as well. That little bit of naughtiness in there. Do you know what? It's what we've been crying out for. It really is. But it does bode well because just going back to what you said about the PSG game, I think Kiwior came in and we all know he done a phenomenal job. But how much more will Gabriel have done it off set pieces? The amount of time, he's almost worth a goal. So to bring in Mosquera now, and with the credentials that he's got, he seems to be a little gem that we've unearthed fingers crossed, another little Saliba.
Fingers crossed, yes. Just want to say some more good evenings. Good evening, Sean. Good to see you on, mate. Hope you're well. Good evening, Jonesy. He said he's done with. I'm done with Fartinelli on the left wing. He needs to start on Sunday. Pete G said, "Don't forget all the red cards." Yeah, that was a tragic start to last season. I'm just waiting for Rad to be the first goalkeeper to be sent off when he's got the ball in his hands after 8 seconds.
Oh, you know it, yeah. You know it.
Probably Sunday.
Good.
Yeah, probably. You seen the clowns
Exactly.
we've got
Good evening to Andrew. Hope you're doing well. Good evening to Ben. How you doing, mate? Good to see you on. Keep whacking them tunes out, mate. Some absolute brilliant ones. I was out with him at Dover about a month ago.
Shouldn't be going to games like that.
Oh, mate, that was a piss up. But yeah, sadly we rattled a whole industry with the Madawaki song. The amount of hate that come out of that was absolutely disgraceful.
Crazy.
But keep doing what you're doing, mate. It ain't going unnoticed. Yeah, so obviously that's the business we've done so far, and we all want Eze, don't we? We all want Eze.
Kepa. How about Kepa?
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a sec. We want Eze, don't we? Like, for me, this is the game-changing moment. This will be the moment that I think will change us in terms of our creativity. I think at times last year we lacked a lot of creativity, and I think now we got the striker in there. I think, okay, yeah, we still need to do work with the left wing, but I think this guy could actually get the ball up the pitch and potentially, if Martinelli is playing in games, get him into more advanced positions than what he is at times. Because we know with Martinelli, he's good when he gets behind teams. He's not so good when he's got to beat a fullback. What my hope is, if obviously he is playing with Martinelli, is actually that he starts trying to get him into advanced positions where he's trying to get him obviously behind the fullback. I think this is the game-changing signing. I think if we do go and get him, I fancy us to be favourites for the league. That's how highly that I think that this transfer is for us, and we just need to go and get it done. I don't care that his age is 27 years old. Ian Wright was 27 years old when he signed for Arsenal. He then went and scored 185 goals for us. The age is.
You can look at the way players look after themselves these days. 27 is not. It's not an issue. Maybe going back to when I was playing, 27. Yes, it felt a bit old, but these days now, he's a phenomenally fit bloke. These guys have got no body fat. They're training through the summer, even through the breaks. It's a whole different level of beast now. So he'll go on and play at the top level for the next 3-4 years, easy.
And it's the competition. I think even the likes that Odegaard needs. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need a big season from Martin this year. He was below his standards last year. I think he'll be quite open and honest to admit that. But yeah, again, it's not all about but if we get him in, Odegaard, where's Odegaard going to play? It's about rotating the players. It's about keeping them fresh. It's about keeping them fit. Do you know what I mean? Like, there'll be games we don't need Martin Odegaard to start. There'll be games we don't
give
need
him a rest. Just give him a full rest.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have a 27-year-old player like Eze than expecting just like one area, 18 years old, to be chucked in and expected to do the job. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. Like, I think there's still too much expectation with the likes of one area and Skelly. And I think this year, I think they will have a lot of game time, but it'll be much less than last year in terms of the expectation that we need you to play.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree.
So I'm really excited for that. And we'll go on to Kepa now, because actually I did sadly miss him. What an addition he is, by the way. £5 million. Like, we're talking about a goalkeeper that Chelsea broke the bank for, and I think it was a goalkeeping record at one point, weren't it? 72 million.
70-odd million, wasn't it, Nicholas?
I don't think you're going to get. I don't think you're going to go out and buy a better backup for £5 million in Kepa.
No, you can't go wrong.
Great business.
Do you think he's there? Like, I was having this conversation the other day. Like, I think Raya, I've been quite open over the last few months and I don't want to be too critical, but he's had some errors in him, and okay, the defence has been left, right, and centre at times. But do we think, like, with Kepa, like, surely Kepa's not just gone on there to swarm the bench? Do you know what I mean? I think it's really, really good competition with Raya, and Arteta will say, look, if you make a few mistakes, I've got no hesitation of putting Kepa in. He's an experienced goalkeeper. He's played at the top level, and I think he'll do a job.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, you, John.
You know, he's played for Chelsea. You know, he's did very well at Bournemouth last year. You know, obviously, it does help that he's Spanish, so he's going to be chummy with quite a few of the players. He's many a time with him. I know he's at Bournemouth, but he's probably still living in London. It's a no-brainer. It's a great move for him, isn't it? To be honest, you know, he'll be hungry because, you know, like I said, he want to play all the time as well. So it can only be good. It's what we've always said. Get the squad. Get people to push people for places. Last year, like I said, you like to see Martinez and that. They had to play all the time because there literally wasn't anybody else. So,
yeah,
you know, it's just, get as many players as we can in. I mean, if we don't get any injuries at all this year, we're absolutely laughing. We really are, because that was the problem last year. Too many injuries cost us. The crazy decision in January not to sign anybody. I mean, this Berta's come in and bang, bang, bang. Hopefully there might be a few more surprises. I mean, it looks like there's going to be quite a few people leaving this week. Looks like Zinchenko's off. Nelson Vieira, possibly Kiwior. And then Trossard rumours to Venabache, they're appearing. Possibly Martinelli. But then you don't want to sell too many midfielders and wingers and then be in the same boat as we were last year. That's my concern. Everyone's going, sell Martinelli. That's great. Then we're missing another player. Someone else as well as Eze. Now, a name I will throw into the mix, possibly get him, because I think they've had a very strange summer. Rodgers at Villa. I would be very happy if we signed him, because he's much younger than Eze and he could be even better.
Interesting name thrown out there. And yeah, very talented kid with a lot.
Gettable, I think.
Yeah. I think. Do you know what? I don't think he'll go now, but I think that could be an interesting one next season. I think that could be an interesting one.
If they don't get Champions League football, and if he's playing for England, that's another thing with Mad Wacky, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the videos of England. Very friendly and chummy with Declan Rice, Saka, Lewis Skelly. I think that's very, very important. The Arsenal boys that play for England are very, very popular. Everyone always says about Saka, but Declan Rice as well. I think he'll be England captain very soon once Harry Kane disappears. And I think players see that when they're with England and they're like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind a piece of that. And that Rodgers, mate, if he's watching it, if he's playing, because I think he'll force his way into the England team, I wouldn't be surprised.
So good evening, Sparksy. Good to see you on. Great, good point, and a very good point. We could see Kepa coming on for penalty shootouts, couldn't we? I think he's a very good penalty saving keeper, which is quite ironic, isn't it? Because I think his career is always remembered because he was trying to get dragged off in the Carabao Cup final.
Oh, that's right. That's funny.
But yeah,
Sarri doing his nose.
He's very good at penalties. Jonesy, this is the one that I have to be honest here, and I agree. And it ain't going to happen because I don't think we're that club that would do that. But Donnarumma, I don't really understand what's really going on there because
I love that.
When I watched him against us, mate, it was one of the best goalkeeping performances I've seen. Probably apart from that game that I see David De Gea at Arsenal, which was incredible.
We lost 3-1, didn't we? He was unbelievable.
I don't think I've seen performance like it, but Donnarumma, it was the saves he made in both legs, the important saves, and
big saves.
I'm right in saying that he's very young still, isn't he? He ain't old whatsoever.
Yeah, I think he's only about 27, 28.
Yeah, because didn't he break into the Milan team when he was 17 or something? 16, 17 or something?
He was 8 foot.
So it feels like he's been around for years.
I'm going to find out what he's at. 26 years old.
Mate, I have to see.
Keepers can go on till, you've got another almost 10 years.
The worry is
Donnarumma.
there's 2 teams in England that will go for him and not us. Man United and Chelsea. They're the ones that need the keepers.
Yeah, and
that's the worry. If Chelsea get a keeper like that, mate, I'll be worried about them.
That's a serious signing. Whoever goes out and gets them gets him, it's a serious signing. And
Yeah.
I totally get what Jonesy's saying, because I think if there's a way you can get Donnarumma in the club, then do you know what I mean? But I can't see it happening whatsoever. But I'm not looking forward to thinking that he could turn up at one of the other Premier League clubs. If I'm being frank.
No, he's definitely going there. He's definitely going to one of them. They froze him out, haven't they? He's not even in the squad for Wednesday.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? Well, there must be some attitude problems there or something there for that to happen.
How can there be? He's just won in the Champions League.
I know, but you don't know what goes on, do you, behind closed doors?
And they signed this keeper from Lille. Oh, I don't know. It's it's a shame because he's going to end up with Chelsea and Man United.
I did see a Chelsea fan today in Sparks here that's pretty bang on there. I could see United getting him. I think that a Chelsea fan was raising their concerns about the wage structure at the moment at Chelsea would be the reason they don't get him.
But Man United are supposed to have no money. What's going on?
Well,
£2 billion in debt.
Radcliffe's been get rid of all the tea ladies. They have to take their own tea in. And they're spending like £250 million on players.
But they've always been in debt, haven't they? But they've always spent money.
Madness.
Yeah, but isn't it up to £2 billion now? What they own on the stadium or something? It's something astronomical. Yet they still go out and buy players.
It's poor old Palace that are getting done. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, yeah, that's another story, isn't it? Like,
Absolute
but
nonsense.
we leave that one for a rainy day. Jones says City look like they're going in for Rodrigo. Well, when you see today that obviously Grealish and McAtee is
And
going
Savinho might be going to Spurs.
Yeah, that one surprised me.
Yeah, he doesn't want him in anything. That's strange.
Which sadly, I would like to say, guys, he's actually in my dream team at the moment, and I have this rule: I have no Spurs players. So
Good boy, yeah, that's the only rule.
I might have to make a change there, mightn't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's obviously the transfers at the moment. Obviously, I guess the last question is around the left wing situation. If we did get someone in, I'm going to go to you first, Andy, on this. If there was an option to get a left winger in, who would you like to see come in, and who do you think would be a good recruitment into that position?
I just want Eze, because he could fill that role if need be. He can come inside. He can link up with the front men. You know, for me, if we get Eze, it's a complete summer. And if we can keep players fit, essentially, Mikel Arteta's got no excuses really. This team has to deliver, but for the first time, I think we're all saying it, but we also kind of really believe it now. When you look at the squad depth, the way that's going, there's going to be a few people moving up over the next sort of few weeks. We expect that, but if we could bring Eze in, it would complete the summer and it would complete the lineup. You would just the lineup for Saturday. You would whip Martinelli out, Eze. Just take that position, and it would just let him loose on them. I think it could be phenomenal. And it just gives us so many options. The amount of times we just stagnated last year, when even as a supporter we knew what the move was going to be. It was so slow, it was ponderous. We couldn't get in. Then we lost Saka for God knows how long, and then it was even worse. But now you've got players with all this flair who can change games. We've got a big number 9 now that can go and flip and score from anywhere. And let's just hope that all these things come together, and it does bode well. You watch, we're going to get beat 5-0 by Man U.
I'm sitting here thinking what you're saying, right? And this is the piece with Eze, right? If with Calafiori at left back, actually it suits us, because Calafiori's a bombing left back, isn't he? So actually, would that inverted left back won't happen. But Timber would be the inverted fullback, wouldn't he, at right back? Which kind of suits that side as well. So actually, it makes sense that potentially Eze could play out there, because actually he would come inside, and I think Calafiori would offer that option on the outside. Yeah.
But he's also got that burst of pace where, yes, more often than not, if Eze plays, he would come inside and try and link up with midfielders or with front men. But he's also got that electric pace, especially off the mark, where he's still got the option to go down the left hand side as well. So it must be a nightmare to defend.
He likes to shoot as well, which is nice.
He loves to shoot. I mean, this is it. He's always good for goals as well. We need more goals from our midfielders, and that's going to be key. I mean, Odegaard was massively down on his goals in the previous season, but we need the midfielders at 10, getting 10 goals. Let's get 10, and then and if we can get any more than that, then that's a bonus. But we're not just leaving it to Gyökeres now or Saka. Let's get the. We could we could share this around quite nicely, actually, when you think about set pieces as well. We've got Saliba, Gabriel bombing in, Calafiori being the mix.
And we haven't even mentioned Marino or Havertz.
Well, this is it. I mean, especially
They can get
Havertz.
10 goals each and all.
Yeah, I mean,
That goal was scored the other day, mate. He's a beast. He's
done
the complete opposite to me this summer. He's been in the gym.
yeah, and it looks like he's got quicker.
Yeah.
I don't know how slow their defenders were, but just for him to show that pace and strength to get through. The season before, he'd never got that. So that was a phenomenal finish. But he knows now that he's also fighting like mad for his place, whereas that wasn't there before. So everyone at the moment now has got somebody breathing down the necks, and that's the only way you can go on and get success.
They look hungry.
Very hungry. Very, very hungry. And that's what you want, don't you? You want a hungry squad. You want everyone competing positions.
Definitely,
And with Havertz, I think, do you know what? There's so many good positions you can put him in. And when you are getting later in a game and you need a goal, Havertz can push right up with Gyökeres as well. And I think it's an absolute luxury to have. And I tell you what the interesting one for me is at the moment, and will he go, won't he go? And we just don't know at the moment, is Gabriel Jesus. But if he doesn't go, I actually think he's a good option to have still. I like Gabriel Jesus. And you know what? It might suit us a little bit if he did stay, because he's very, very good in Europe. Very good in Europe.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah.
And it'd be one of them where we wouldn't have to rush him back in. We could bring him in slowly but surely. I'm on the actual belief that I wouldn't mind Gabriel Jesus staying at the club. It might be controversial. Not really sure. Go to George on that and see what he's got to say for himself.
Throw him under the bus.
No, I'd sell him, mate. I don't think anyone will buy him now because of the injury. Like, I get what you're saying, but we've been saying this for how long? Like, it's not a recent thing. No, he's just too injury prone, mate. Like, we've all been saying for the last couple of years, he'd be a good squad option. When he becomes that squad option, he goes and gets a long-term injury. So,
he's been unlucky though. He's been very, very unlucky. I thought
last year.
I thought the last injury was so unlucky.
He has been unlucky, but just being ruthless, it still happened though, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. Like I like Jesus. When we bought him from City, I thought, we've got a player here because I liked him at City. But yeah, we could say that Abu Diaby was unlucky with injuries. But on his day, he was probably one of the best midfielders we had. I just think. Do you get what I mean? Like,
we let him stay for about 8 years.
Yeah. Mm. Well, we ain't halfway there with Jesus, so I don't know.
I'm just saying. Like, I think if he doesn't go, I'm not disappointed if he doesn't.
He offers, I'm not being rude. He offers more than Martinelli and Trossard do. Yeah. I think Trossard gets away with like abuse and all that stuff. I think that's one thing I will say about Martinelli. I do find him a bit of a scapegoat more than Leandro Trossard.
Again, I'll go back to the squad thing. Trossard don't need to start games because if we're playing up the shit cup games, it's just a good alternative to bring off the bench for 20 minutes. He seems to be more of a game changer coming off the bench and starting. And this is what I've always said. You get, Saka, Gyökeres and another winger. You've got Martinelli and Trossard to come on like 15 minutes to go instead of bringing on, well, God bless him, Nketiah and whoever else back in the day, or bloody Zinchenko. You've got attacking options on the bench, which we didn't have last year.
Yeah, I'd want us to buy a top quality left winger, and Martinelli becomes an option. That'll be next summer. I think they'll do next summer. I obviously think they'll bring. I think everyone's panicking a bit with the Man City links with Rodrigo. Well, didn't that happen?
I don't care if we get him or not.
Didn't that happen last summer though with Declan Rice, or when we bought Declan Rice? Apparently, he was going to Man City, and then Arsenal got him. So I don't know. With Trossard, I'm not really a fan, to be honest. I think there's a lot of times last season he was awful. I think the only game he started well was the Ipswich one. I think he's done well when we brought him in instead of Mudryk. But now, if there's a chance to sell him and bring someone in like left winger, like you were saying,
I think he'll be the one that goes.
I don't think Martinelli goes.
I think Trossard will be the one.
But I think like Liam, you're saying like wingers who would I look at? Like, if we're not looking at Rodrigo, I'd be looking at players like Monique Fofana from Lille or Bradley Barcola from PSG.
We were linked with him the other
Yeah,
day, that Fofana, between us and Liverpool. But that was KFC,
won't
man. So
won't listen to him
you
then.
know,
Didn't get no popcorn
No.
chicken with that one. So, yeah.
oh, a bit of gravy. I'll put it down now.
So yeah, I don't know. I just I do like the Rodgers link. I think Eze. I've always seen it that we get Eze and someone else. Like I think if you get Eze, or fine, he can manage, or Madueke can play there. But what worries me is I don't think we win a title going in with Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard as our left wing options.
Just some interesting comments. Obviously regarding what we just spoke about. Gunnar Nix and Jesus off the bench will be amazing. Jonesy saying he was extremely unlucky last season. He was back scoring goals and looked so sharp. Gunnar Nix saying he's not a goal threat, but he's very good at creating space. Also,
He's a striker.
Sometimes his injuries can be much better.
If he's a striker, how can you say that he's not a goal threat? If he's a striker,
I
Yeah,
think he is a goal threat. I think he is. I think he was back scoring goals before he got injured. He scored 5 in 2 games. So
don't get me wrong. I don't think he's crap or nothing. I think
he's an incredible guy.
I think he's just jinxed with injuries, and then what
Needs
if
to score more goals?
and coming back from an ACL, like as we've all seen, it's not the easiest. So
that's the bit in it. What club is really going to go out and risk paying money for him at the moment?
no one.
Exactly. So that for me, if I was a club and I was going to take him, you'd take him on loan with a few of Arsenal, probably at least paying 50% of his wages for what
If he leaves, he'll go back to Brazil. That's the only place he'll go. Like he won't no, and that's not nothing on him. I just think it's obviously with fitness. Like I've always said, I think I've said to you, Liam and Brooksy, like I've always preferred Jesus on the wing than actually playing through the middle, because I think, like as you say, he can bring other aspects into his game. I don't know. I maybe it's me. I'm just fed up of us saying, "Oh well, he's unlucky with that injury. He's unlucky with that." Like, how many players have we said that about?
2 ACLs is very unlucky.
Yeah.
2 ACLs is very unlucky, but there is the worry then. How does he come back from it? There is that.
And that's more.
I'm just looking at it from another club's point of view. I'd be very. I think it's something that would need to be closely managed. But I still think that Arteta, the one thing with Arteta is he will put players back in the squad. He will give them a go. Like no one ever thought Kieran Tierney played for Arsenal over again. But he come back last year and he played. And look at the amount of injuries he had. And he was another one, wasn't he? He had another one. So I just think that potentially with his injury, and it's a bit like with Tierney in the Euros last year, he could potentially be at Arsenal come September. And if he is and he gets himself fit, do you know what I mean? I'm just looking at things like Carroll.
I wouldn't be selling him, like, even if I don't. To be fair, I don't think anyone come in for him, but I wouldn't sell him. There's a lot. There's probably 6 players I'd sell before it comes to Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, and I think the thing about Trossard is I think he's a good impact player, isn't he? But time and time again, mate, I've watched him start games, mate, at the Emirates, and it's miserable. And I don't mean that in a bad way. And I like what Trossard brings to the team in terms of being an impact player, but that's where it ends for me.
I don't think he's been as big of an impact as everyone thought he would last season when he was coming on. That's more what my
I think he played a
issue
lot.
is.
I think he played a lot, to be fair, in the end. I think in the end we had to play him a lot.
He had to.
And, and he
had
did
to
deliver,
play him.
did he?
Yeah.
But, I'm probably in the minority. I'm just not really a big fan of it.
No, I don't think you're in the minority whatsoever. Yeah. I think most people will be the same. I
thought he was good. Like it was a clever signing when we bought him. There's been some good moments that he's done, but
15 million for him. No brainer. Phil.
Yeah, but like if you're just hypothetically say we buy Eze, I think we all before the end of last season said that we needed a striker and a left winger. Still.
But yeah, I can see what Andy's saying. I think Eze's got the option where he can play on the left wing, and he can.
But for me, he has to play there ahead of Martinelli or.
Yeah. Well, he will. He will.
Yeah.
There's no way we bring Eze in for 50, 60 million and he
No.
don't start games. Do you know what I mean? Like Arteta doesn't buy players for big money and don't start them.
And then Madueke probably played. Like I watched Madueke on Saturday, and that's probably the best left winger I've seen for the last 4 years.
But it's the options, isn't it? It's loads of
Yeah.
options. It is loads of options. I don't think Martinelli. I think Trossard goes. I think Martinelli stays, unless someone come in with a stupid bid. I think Trossard does go, and good luck to him. I think he has had some good moments, but probably not enough to warrant being in the squad this year. And I think potentially Jesus is the interesting one. Whether he
I don't think it warrants a new deal, Liam. That's basically where I'm at with it.
What, Trossard?
Yeah.
Oh, we ain't getting a new deal. I can't.
No.
I think Trossard's gone. I think Trossard will go. I think that will happen. Look, obviously going into the pre-season game on Saturday. Did you watch it, Andy? No.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't get to watch it. I've seen most of the highlights, and I've seen loads of clips of Zubimendi and what have you. But the more I read about it, it was pretty clear that through pre-season the games have been we've been a bit slow, a bit, not quite ourselves, not as sharp as normal. But I think people you have to remember the players are training so hard at that time as well. They're more than likely had a morning session, and they're not gentle sessions when it's pre-season. They'll be running hard, so going into matches with heavy legs. So not too much to read into the results of the earlier fixtures. But I think the one before the season starts is where you lay down your marker. And it sounds like we did just that. So fingers crossed we can take that right into the season now, keep our players fit, and away we go.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's been a bit tricky for Arteta, isn't it, in terms of the defensive options, because he's had to kind of ease back Gabriel and Timber because they're long-term injuries. And it was such a positive to see them both play 60 minutes on Sunday, because actually going into Saturday, I was really worried in terms of our defence options going to Manchester United. But after watching them play 60 minutes and thinking, do you know what, they're going to have a whole week this week in terms of, like you say, getting prepared, getting ready and all that. We don't see that side. Like where you've been in that situation, we don't see what goes on behind the scenes, do we, in pre-season? To get the matches back.
You don't, and I think it's worth remembering as well. I mean, I'm sure it's no different, not that much different in relation to how much work's put in to when I did it myself back in the day. But it's brutal. Pre-season is absolutely brutal. You'll have more often than not every day is at least a double session, sometimes a triple session. And sometimes you have an evening match, or you'll have an arranged friendly with another team that will come in and play. And you're playing games, and your legs are heavy from a really tough morning, a cross country run or whatever. So pre-season's it's about building that stamina base throughout the whole pre-season and getting your games in, getting your minutes under your belt. And then by the time you get to your last week, it's kind of been fined down now. So you're literally raring to go. You're at prime fitness, and the last week is about just getting them few tweaks, getting that right, getting the players together again, making sure the systems are working, making sure they all understand what's going on. And it is a tough time. It is a massively tough time, which is why you should never look. Some of the stuff you see on social media when we lose a pre-season friendly is like, it's ridiculous, man. Like,
there's a question for you, Andy. Yeah, I'm sure it's something I'm interested in. So, obviously, what you said with the pre-season, I agreed. So, do you think Chelsea and City at the start will probably struggle because where they've had the Club World Cup, they've not really had a pre-season, have they? Or would they be better because they've actually played? I don't really know. Yeah,
I think what both of them teams have in abundance is they've got good strength in depth, but it can definitely happen. I think we've seen it happen over the years, haven't we? That you might find that they'll go off like a cheap rocket when the season starts, but as we get into the winter times, and that's when the legs will start to go because they've had no rest.
There's not really had a pre-season, have they? They've just obviously had that Club World Cup thing, and then I think they've played one or two friendlies, but it's not really a pre-season.
It's already causing injuries, though, isn't it? Look at old Levi Colwill.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Awful news. Yeah.
Interesting to see how they get on.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of ACLs, isn't there? Madison was the other one.
Yeah.
Colwell with him. Tyrone Mings, he's only just really started playing properly since his ACL, isn't he? We
Yeah,
tried
he
to
has, yeah.
beat up Mason Greenwood, but
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Yeah, he had him by the throat.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss a Tyrone Mings for us.
Nah, not really, especially when you're Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it was good to get that 3-0 win, and it was very comprehensive on Saturday. I thought, and it was such a different performance with that back four in, and just like it was the first time that we got to see Subamendi, Rice, and Odegaard start. Obviously, we had Gyökeres up front, and surprise, in terms of obviously the rubbish that you read that he can't header and all that. Well, I tell you what, that header was some header, and then he hit the post with another one. So maybe it's a lot to do with the delivery of the crosses as well. He was such a different option for us Saturday, and I think it is all about the distribution of the ball. And I think if we can deliver what we did Saturday with him, we're going to see a guy score a lot of goals. Because the one thing that really impressed me in both games over the last 6 days is in terms of actually he does run the channels. He's looking to get a shot off all the time, which is something that we haven't been used to for a long, long time. Do you know what I mean? It's always one more touch or always trying to pass to someone else. Where actually, when he gets into the box, all he's thinking is, I want to score.
Yeah.
There was one part of the game on Saturday, Liam. He was marked by two players, which left Saka absolutely free on his own. Like, how often have we said in games, "Oh, if we had someone else who could support Saka when he's being marked out of a game?" And I think with Gyökeres, what people forget is he keeps Isak out of the Sweden team.
Yeah,
but Isak's meant to be the world's best striker. I just think. Andy said with Gyökeres, what he does, he can score, but he can set up, he can assist. He just does everything. He's a complete striker, which is different to him and Haaland. We know what Haaland does. He's there to score. He'll score you a bunch of goals. But I just think that the league's, like Arteta said, going to be really, really surprised and shocked how. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's going to go and score 45 goals this season, win us the quadruple. But I think
he is.
Golden Boot. Yeah, but he is. But I think honestly, he's up there for Golden Boot this season.
It's just one of them. He's one of them forwards. You don't get them very often, where it's just a complete hunger and desire to score goals.
Yeah.
That if he comes off the pitch and he hasn't scored a goal, he'll be kicking himself, all over the place. Do you know what? He reminds me so much of Kevin Campbell when he was back in the youth team days.
Yeah.
He's got that big physicality about him. He can play. He can link up with other players. He can run into channels. He can head it. And he's just got this willingness and this desire to score. And honestly, the way that he plays, so much like Kev.
Yeah.
And there's so many likenesses between them.
Do you think he'll take the penalties?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think he does.
I hope he does. Yeah. Yeah.
So many options there, though, isn't there, as well? Let's be honest. You got Saka, Odegaard. You've obviously got himself. I wouldn't give
Declan Rice.
I wouldn't give Eze one after yesterday. But
I don't know why Declan Rice doesn't take them.
Well, Declan Rice is a very good penalty to get taken. I couldn't believe how low Subamendi was down as well when you see the one that he scored.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give it to Madueke. I was a bit nervous about that.
But that was good that he took that though to get that out of his system, wasn't it?
I'd give him to Saliba. He don't mess around, does he?
But yeah, so many good options there. So many good options. So we'll go into the game on Sunday and we'll look at our opponents a little bit. Obviously, Manchester United. I think I was listening to a show before I come on here. With Hilsey Guna, and I totally agreed what he was saying in terms of actually this is the best time to play Manchester United, because actually I don't think Sesko starts Sunday, and if he does start, he hasn't really played no football with them.
No, he hasn't played a game from at all.
He ain't played.
He hasn't played, has he yet?
No. So I think this is the best time to go to Old Trafford.
Is Onana back?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I hope so.
Yeah, I just think this is the best time to go. because actually in a few months' time, and if they get their players to gel, I think they're going to be a hard team to play at Old Trafford, and I think this might be the best time to play them. So I think actually this could work out in our
I
favour.
always like getting that Old Trafford game out of the way as well, to be honest.
As someone said the other day,
Yeah, they turn up, don't they?
if they get a centre midfielder in, then they could be very good, because that's what the couple of things have been missing to help Fernandes. So if they don't sign that Baleba beforehand, that'd be good. Don't just start adding pieces to the jigsaw and winning. They'll probably buy a few more people. They got a few more in.
They've got a decent. I know people take the mick out of United, but like you say, the transfer business they've done this season so far has actually been quite decent. Like they knew they needed more attacking element. They've gone out and done that. If they buy a goalkeeper, whether it's Donnarumma or whoever, they know they needed to probably do that. I think they bought a a fullback, which he looks decent. They knew they needed to do that. So I think like you said, I think he's like a young attacking left wing back. I can't remember his name, but Patrick Gohu or something like that.
Dorgu. Then they
Dorgu,
they got him last year, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's like mainly broke into the team now. But I think it's like you said, Liam, like it's quite dangerous to actually sleep on United.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking as well, like if you
they always raise their game against us.
If you play them more in the season when they haven't got Europe and you're coming back from a tough European game in Turkey or something like that, do you know what I mean? It's not the game you want to play. And the amount of times that in the past we've had a European game and they've had to go to Man City away. Happened last year, didn't it? I know we got draw in the end, but this is the thing, isn't it? This is the thing. Actually, when you start looking at the Manchester United and Liverpool game being away, it might work in our benefit that we've got a week's rest each game period to lead up to these two big games, where actually if you start playing them in September onwards, you've got a couple of days at most. So this could be a benefit to us. Everyone's sitting there going, oh no, that start of the season's really hard. Actually, it could work in our benefit, couldn't it, Andy?
Possibly, yeah, quite possibly. I genuinely think it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah,
they have done well in the transfer market, and if he can keep Cunha happy and playing well, you know, that offers them a whole new different angle. So it's not just going to come through Fernandes, for instance. So yeah, it's going to be a tight game at the weekend, but I'd like to think that we've just got too much for them. I'd just like to think that we've just got that bit too much now.
Yeah.
We should be going into that game thinking, well, we've got to go into that game thinking, let's get the season off, 3 points in the bag, move on.
Yeah, and I think it's all like if we our defence do what we know we can do. I think that's where the game can be won and lost on Sunday. The two defences, and I just think with Man United still, they're going into a season where they were really, really bad last year in terms of their defence and the amount of shots they were getting knocked off against them. That actually, you look at the two defences and you think, if both defences play to their capability, then you think that we should come out on top. And I think like you said as well, the different pieces, isn't it, is creating. And I think the midfield, I think we're just stronger in them key departments.
I think if you compare it to last season, Liam, yeah, we had Ranieri and Marino up front when we played them last season. I can't remember who was on the left. I don't think it was Tierney, but it wasn't someone. It wasn't one of our main first team players. Yeah, it might have been, but what I mean is now we're going into it having Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Havertz, Marino, Madueke. You know what I mean? We've got and Trossard. We've got options.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of options, and mate, I think it's a really, really tricky first game, but I think it's a game. If you can get off and win the game, actually, it'll be a great start. It'll give you that confidence booster going into the Liverpool game, two games later. But I do think as well that United are going to be a different animal this year, but I think they're going to get better as the season gets on. And I think this is the right time to play them. And I think their business has been pretty good. Like,
Mm.
I look at their business, and I think Sesko's going to be an interesting one. But you look at the two lads that have come in from the Premier League, Wolves and Brentford, two very,
Great
very good
signings.
players.
Yeah, great signings.
Two very good players.
Let's be honest, we'd have had both of them.
Yeah, we would have done. We
Yeah.
were
Yeah,
linked with both of
definitely.
them, weren't we?
He is a
Yeah.
bit of a loose cannon, though, that Cunha.
That's
Well,
the
that's
problem,
the
isn't
thing.
it?
Yeah.
It is. That's right, George. I think it's about keeping him happy.
And that's
So,
He's
when
pinch
you've
him a
got
few times, wind him up.
Yes.
and when you got him in the same team, like as people say, like Bruno Fernandes, like I don't know how. I think there might be times that they clash a bit with each other.
Mm.
Yeah. Potentially.
He's going to be that Maverick player. He's going to be like their Cantona, isn't he, Cunha?
Yeah, and that's what I would do on Sunday, like put one of the players just to get in his ear, get in his face a bit, like just try and make
I
him
wouldn't be
snap.
surprised if Ben White played because he's good at doing it.
Well, it could, like Liam, like we said on Saturday, like we did see Timber play at left back for about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, well, there's options in there. Like Ben White at right back, Timber at left back worked at the start of last season.
Mm.
I just think if you can have that them five players stay fit, it's a total different ball game. Do you know what I mean? It's a totally different ball game. It was set us up well. Now we've got the striker, and hopefully we get the creativity player. I think it just totally makes a different ball game. And I watched Liverpool yesterday, right? And I've got to be honest with you guys, yeah. I had even though I was streaming it, I had to turn the mute off because it was an absolute wank
Wow,
fest
it's
for the first 10 minutes. I wasn't impressed with
They'll
Liverpool yesterday.
concede loads
I
of
know
goals.
it's only a community shield. And I don't buy all this stuff. We don't care that when every team.
They
wants
looked
to
like they
start
cared
season
when
like
they scored. Yeah,
yeah, of course they did. And like Andy says, it's the game before the season
Yeah.
starts. You don't want to go off to a losing last game. And I thought Palace deserved to win it. Yeah, I thought Palace deserved to win that game. And I'm not like with Liverpool, like they've made quite a few signings, haven't they? But it's going to be interesting how they kick off in the
reminded
Premier League.
me of that. There'll be plenty of times throughout the season that other teams will score quite a few goals against them because of the attacking fullback play from Frimpong and Kirkas. And I don't think Van Dijk is as good as everyone thinks he is anymore. And
It's
but-
going to eat him alive, mate.
yeah, what will get them out of their trouble in their games will probably be Salah, Wirtz, and whoever else they sign.
Etakiki, what he's called.
Yeah. Rafiki, I thought at first. But yeah, like I think that's who, and that's what I kind of got the gauge with Liverpool, Liam. To be fair, like I think defensively they're quite vulnerable.
I think they are vulnerable. I think Palace really exploited them second half. I think Glasner absolutely got the players in at half time and they dominated the second half. And what I will say, another player that I would like to see Arsenal eventually signs is Adam Wharton. I tell you what a player that kid is. Like
He's only young as well, isn't he?
yeah, absolute incredible player.
Wouldn't mind him
Incredible
as
player,
a backup to replace Norgard in a couple of years.
well, you wouldn't sniff it. You wouldn't sniff against it, would you? Like I could see someone like Man City going for him in the season.
Yeah, if
or two time,
Rodri
but
goes or something.
Yeah.
I think a good point, Andy, that George made was defensively, they are very suspect. I think, and I think that we can go. I think we can go to Liverpool with the right team, and I think we can go there and win. I honestly think we can go there and win. I honestly believe. Right, every time I've seen us against Liverpool, I think we've been a better team when we played them. But something's conspired.
Yeah.
In some games, I honestly think if we play our 11, they play their 11. And both teams played to their capability. I think.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, likewise. Just what George said there about Van Dijk. It'll be interesting this season to see how he goes. Another year on. Lot of sharp forwards around now, and our teams looking at Liverpool and thinking, actually, we need to have more of a go at these. There's possibilities. Frimpong's very, very good going forward, but really suspect defensively. Really suspect. Kirkes likes to bomb on, and he's phenomenal. Lovely footballer, Kirkes, but leaves huge gaps in behind. And then they'll be asking like Van Dijk to sort of clean up in them areas if balls are getting put in there, and that's going to be tiring for him. So, it's kind of almost one of them years. I know we didn't win the league last year, but I think we go to Anfield, and without a shadow of a doubt, the message is 3 points.
Yeah.
And it's not like, we come here and we genuinely want the 3 points. And we believe that we can go to Anfield and get it. What a statement that makes for the season as well, and what a lift that gives players.
Well, look at this is the thing, isn't it? That we have. This is the difference with us now.
So,
Over the last couple of years, that we haven't got the job done at Anfield and Man City every time. We haven't gone there and lost, but we've never got the job done. And I think that's the difference. If we get the job done, I'm still on the belief, and I really believe this. I think if we had not lost that last minute goal against Man City at Man City, I think our season totally could have been totally different. And I think that this year's about going to Anfield and going to Man City and getting the job done. And I think now we've got the players to do that. And look, we totally took Man City off the park last half hour at the Emirates last year. I think we're ahead of them at the moment.
With the Liverpool thing as well, Liam, quickly, is that I think people forget we have got Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice in the middle of that park. Like, I know Liverpool have got some really good midfielders, but from a defensive responsibility point of view, McAllister for me is the only one that they have.
And we can set a double pivot now. That's the difference. Do you know what I mean? We can play different ways in midfield. We can play with just like a Zubimendi or a Declan Rice sitting in the 6. But actually, we can go away to United, the Liverpools, the Man Cities, and say, do you know what? We'll sit Zubimendi and Rice in front of that defence. You ain't gonna, like, let's be honest. You're not gonna concede many goals if you have them 6. If you have them 6 fit, the 4 defenders and them 2 players, that's the backbone of the team. That's the backbone. And what we can do now is play different ways and different systems. And we have to go to Liverpool. We have to go to Man City, in my opinion, and get the win.
City used to do that when they were winning the title all the time, didn't they? Like, you'd have Rodri, who's in the same mould as probably Zubimendi. You'd have Declan Rice, is where he is. But then they used to play Kovacic, or when he was in prime time was Gundogan, which I still think Declan Rice can do. So do you know what I mean? It was. I think it's what you said, Andy. I don't. Everyone goes on about Gyökeres and he'll do really well, but Zubimendi for me, I think he's the new Rodri. That's how early I'm going on that, because I've just seen him play for Sociedad. I've seen him play for Spain. Right, he's proved it against England.
Yeah. I think
definitely.
Channing saying as well, Frimpong being very attacking will catch VVD out in defence, and I think that was definitely a piece.
That's why I'm hoping they don't sign Gay.
I tell you what interested me tactically yesterday with Crystal Palace. They pinged that ball right to left, and every single time, it caught.
Star had Van Dijk on toast, didn't he? Again, again.
It caught Liverpool out.
He's always.
Yes. It's because the fullbacks are not great defenders.
No.
They bomb on and bomb on, and they will cause trouble, and they will smash teams in this season. But they do leave space.
Oh, it's exciting. It's definitely exciting. We're going to go to the last part, the old predictions part, before we end our first show of the season. So, going to go to Andy first. What are you going to go
I actually
Andy?
know what the score is. So, I've seen the game. I know what happens. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 3. 2 for Gyökeres.
Oh, there's a bold statement.
Keep hold of this. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've seen it.
You're Michael J. Fox, aren't you?
I'll chuck some money on that, Andy. I'll be quids in.
Do it. You'll make millions, John.
It's a good one to go for. Jules?
I'm going to go 4-2 Arsenal.
4-2.
Nice.
That'd be a great first game, that'd be between both clubs.
There's goals in it for us.
Yeah, there is.
No, Andy's so excited, he's gone. He's gone down a book. He's put his money on.
He's left us, mate. He's left us, mate. That's
it.
He's done.
Well, I think it'll be. I think obviously it'll be like 2-0, and then they might pull one back, and then we'll score another one, and then when they're trying to get back in the game, Kai Havertz will turn into prime Brock Lesnar again and run past the defenders and put in the goal.
Mate, you can't buy the co-host these days, can you, Brooksy?
Hey,
Oh, he might have gone as well. I thought you'd gone as well then,
no,
mate.
I'm still here. You cut out as you said something.
Yeah, what are you going for, Brooksy?
I don't know. I was going to be like boring, but now everyone's saying.
Can't go for what you normally do, yeah. I thought you were going to do what you normally do.
Yeah, I was thinking 4-5-1, but it was biting in the arse. Like, if we go off to a flyer, mate, I could, because we looked so good Saturday. Teams and that, but we looked proper on it Saturday. Kicker is scoring, and I think if he gets a goal early on, mate, he could have a great day. That's that defense, you know.
Before I go into my prediction, let's just have a little look at what everyone else is going for. Catherine's going 5-1. Scribes is going 2-1.
Go on, love. Go on. No fucking about.
Paul's going 3-2. Channing's going for a 4-2 United win.
Ooh,
I understand why he's gone for that, but it ain't happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
There ain't no other predictions there. So I'm going to go. Oh, Andrew Mayert's gone for a 5-1 Arsenal win as well. I'm gonna go 2-0.
Mate, if we batter Man United, there's one person on
any
Twitter
win will
will be
do.
getting
I
it
don't care if
too.
we're dreadful and we shit house a 1-0 win. I don't care. Just win the game and we're on our way.
I'll be saying
Exactly.
hello to good old Trey on Twitter if it.
I'll be saying hello to a few people on Twitter, mate.
Yeah.
It's Liverpool that I want to say a lot
Yeah.
of hello to, mate. It's the
Yeah,
Liverpool
no, I
fans I want
agree.
to say a lot about. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today's show. Obviously, thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on. Obviously, for the first North Bank Summit of the season. Absolute brilliant show, by the way, guys. Obviously, some really good content covered, but obviously a lot of people coming in to obviously share their kind of views and opinions, which is always a glory to see. Pete G's just pretty much piped up the end with a 2-0 win. Jonesy's gone for a 4-1 with a Victor hat-trick. That'd be lovely.
That'd be fucking brilliant.
Especially he's in my FPL team. So
They're still rolling in the scores.
He bangs in a hat-trick.
Honestly,
Sitting in naked next week.
yeah,
There you go.
be absolutely lovely.
Get excited.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, obviously, really good to see the amount of chat that's been in the chat today, guys. Obviously, you guys make the shows as well, so yeah, really good to see. We will be back next week where we'll cover off the Arsenal Man United post-match show next Monday at 8:30. So join us then. Obviously, this week we do have the Cannon Jonesy show on at Thursday night. Ryan's covering the first game on Friday, which is Liverpool-Bournemouth, and I believe Aston Villa Newcastle on Saturday. And then we're back for the watch along on Sunday as well for Manchester United versus Arsenal. So loads of content, loads of stuff happening. But yeah, the season's nearly upon us. Come on, you Arsenal. Let's get the job done Sunday.
Go on again.